What is Supergirl's favorite type of candy bar?
I don't know.
Caramel.
That makes sense.
Welcome to the greatest DC comic show on YouTube. It's Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. It's awesome having you here tonight. I'm Ryan Magic Lasso with you on Father's Day with Signature King. How are you? Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I am well. Took the kids swimming today, so they had a blast.
Good.
Maybe got a little too much sun, but that's another problem for another day.
Is that an infinity gauntlet behind you?
It is.
Okay, I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's not turned around, but yeah, it is. For when, sometimes you need some good powers, so
yeah,
kind of pick your nose with it. But,
a little bit.
Yeah, someone got it for me years ago because I knew it was in the comic books, and I have it now. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? So
yeah, you just snap your problems away.
Yeah, kids aren't allowed to touch it because last time they did, the whole world turned into a bowl of chocolate milk. So
yeah. Well, cool. I mean, here for a minute, I thought I was kind of hallucinating things. So it's nice to know that there's more sanity here than I remembered.
Yeah.
I don't want to go any further without acknowledging something really special today. Happy birthday to co-creator of Fanboys Live and the Retro Review, Tim the Comic Collector.
He is a very big 20 today.
He is. I sent that dirty, rotten flipper a message and wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah. I believe it. Yeah, nice guy. I had the pleasure to meet him a couple times. Actually, only once. I lied. I'm sorry, but
you would meet him again if you had the chance.
10 out of 10 would meet again.
Okay.
But he showed me around his LCS that he has down there, and it's a wonderful shop. STL. Shout out to STL Comics in St. Louis, Missouri. Wonderful shop. If you're ever in the neighborhood, totally worth it to go.
Nice. So this past week, have you done any comic book hunting or shopping or?
I've been building.
You've been building? Okay.
I've been comic book building. I think I went to my LCS. I don't think I got anything extreme in terms of foils. Maybe I did. I thought I did. Oh, yeah. I got Did Catwoman come out this week?
I think she did.
Yeah. So this is the only foil I got from Catwoman this last week.
Oh, yeah.
So I forget who did the
That's
art.
the absolute Catwoman.
Absolute Catwoman, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, eBay sent me 2 $25 off coupons in a month to use them. So I have been on the eBay like mad trying to figure out where to apply my discounts for maximum enjoyment.
I want $25 off coupons.
I wasn't expecting it. So bing, bang, boom, it's in my inbox and I got a month to spend it.
Lucky.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lucky. So tonight we are doing the first of a two-part. As you might be aware, there's a big DC comic movie coming out this week. And yes, we have been talking about doing this story for quite some time, and we've saved it until this week to tie in together with the movie. And we are not here to do this alone. We have a special guest that is back with us. She was with us a couple months back, and now we kind of changed the format a little bit for when we were celebrating Women's History Month. And we had some other guests, but tonight we get Lady Fantastic all to ourselves. Hello!
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. We look forward to deep diving tonight, this story. So I'm going to start right now. Do you have plans to see the movie in theaters, or are you going to wait till it's streaming, or is this going to be a complete pass?
No, not a complete pass.
Okay.
But probably not going to. I don't know. I may see it in the films because it's a good, like, if I go to the movies ever cinema, I want like action, adventure kind of. And so if I go to the movies, it's usually for like a Marvel thing, or like I went for the Matrix or Lord of the Rings and stuff. I might, but it's just like I don't have anybody that would want to go with me, so I'm probably just going to like rent it and watch it at home.
Okay.
Like realistically.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw that chick who's plays her, and she seems really good and spunky. I really like the sass she brings to the role. So
do you know who I think she looks like?
Who?
Leanne Rimes.
She does. Are you drawing a blank?
Might be a hot take here.
No, I'm from Nashville. I know exactly what she looks like, but I feel like, what's her name? Like the chick?
Millie Alcock.
She was in the Game of Thrones prequels. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's my hot take. It's she reminds me of Leanne Rimes.
I can see what you're saying.
Okay.
And so she's Australian. How old? Damn, she was born in 2000. She's a baby.
Yeah.
All of us were doing things by the year 2000. So
I was 16. I was grown and I knew everything.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
We have some fantastic play on words there. Folks in the chat joining us too. If you're watching on the rewind, we appreciate you tuning in as well. First one up in the live chat is The Art of Alan Shell. Hey, Alan. Alan dropped his new Cover Lovers episode yesterday, and I'm on it. It's talking about the Bronze Age Wonder Woman covers, coming up with the best Bronze Age Wonder Woman covers. So thank you for having me on your show, Alan. I appreciate it much. If you haven't watched that video, I do have it on a collaborations playlist folder on my channel. And Alan is saying hi to Caroline there.
This is the best cover, just quickly. That's the one that won. So anyways, yeah, that's the best Bronze Age cover.
Okay.
It's just she's not real. She's not even real. They're just on some cosmic quantum plane.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see if that made the cut or not.
Okay. I think it did.
Mr. Gretzky is here. Mr. Gretzky 9966. Hi, Matt. Hope that you're doing fantastic. And Lady Fantastic doing double duty, being live on screen and in the chat. And Mr. Gretzky letting us know he was 22 in 2000.
So he knew everything.
Yeah, he was one of them smarties.
Yeah.
Cool. So before we get into a retro review, we like to look at what's going on in the world of DC Comics. Signature King, do you have anything you want to lead with?
Yeah, looking at some of the numbers, especially the anticipation numbers coming out with Supergirl and box office numbers and whatnot. So I think Supergirl, not that it's going to be a bad movie, but it's going to have an uphill battle with Toy Story 5 of all movies. Toy Story 5 open up with not only one of the highest record openings of that particular franchise, but it set a new June record, which I thought was cool. $300-some million, so a lot right out of the gate. So that's going to be tough. But I don't care too much about that stuff. I'm going to see the movie. Let's see, it comes out Friday? I'm probably going to see it Saturday afternoon. Me and the missus, so that'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. But yeah, that's one of them. But there isn't a whole lot of news coming out. I think we're all just kind of on pause until this Supergirl movie hits.
Yeah. So one thing that I saw, my heart's on fire for Elvira. And Elvira's House of Mystery is getting a collected edition. Finally, co-published.
Shut up!
It is co-published by DC Comics and Dynamite.
Are you serious?
I am serious. It was announced this week that it's getting a trade.
I have the Dave Stevens cover, and that series is fun. I think it's Bill Sienkiewicz does like issue number 10, and it's just it's got Adam Strange on the cover.
Nice. August 19th is the release date for Elvira's.
Damn, that would be
House
a fun
of Mystery.
trade to get.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I don't do the Dynamite stuff, but that was a fun little series.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Alan said he just got Elvira's House of Mystery number 1.
Oh,
very cool. The original.
Dude. That's awesome, man.
And Mr. Gretzky is passing on Supergirl. That's sad. I have tears.
I know. I do too.
No, that's sad. I also want to say hi to Olivia, who's here, Olivia Miller. Why do you think that the matriarch has a Green Lantern ring and Legion of Superheroes ring? Because we don't know Magic Glass. Okay, Olivia, this is what I'm going to tell you. How matriarch gets the Green Lantern ring will be explained in the Wonder Woman issue coming out this week.
And she's a klepto. She steals people's stuff when they're not looking.
One of them kleppers. I'm a
Yeah,
klepper.
it was at
As
dinner.
Edith Bunker said, I'm a klepper.
Exactly. So one of them had gone to go to the bar and she took their shit.
She took it all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Lady Fantastic, are you a fan of Watchmen, the original series?
Oh, yeah. I've read it and I've seen the mini series and the movie.
You can buy it again because monthly facsimiles will be coming out for Watchmen.
Just what I needed. It's like the 17th time.
Exactly. There's still a little cash left in this cow, so they're gonna milk that.
Just like Toy Story, baby. Don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yep, exactly. So that is
I didn't even know they made a Toy Story 2, let alone a 5.
It's just like I'm living in hell. This is hell, but whatever. There's no
September 23rd is when the issue 1 monthly facsimiles began.
Oh, great. Just like they did Doomsday Clock a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you think that they're done milking the Watchmen, you're wrong. Because also announced, DC is going to publish Watchmen Work in Progress, which will have original art.
I don't care.
And they're going to do the same series for The Dark Knight Returns.
Why?
Because Frank Miller wants an in-ground pool and he doesn't care.
And these are going to be 11 by 17 size. So this is going to be jumbo.
One of them. Sorry, Frank Miller's the other one.
Okay. September 16th for Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen on November 25th. Thoughts on those?
Okay.
If you haven't read The Watchmen and you've been into comics, and you need to watch The Watchmen. And I didn't even know Snyder did Watchmen, but Watchmen is a beautiful film. So, hey, Snyder, you did. I will give you your flowers for that because you deserve them. I've not. Yeah.
I've read the book. I've seen the movie. I didn't care for the show. I thought the show was kind of not my speed.
I enjoyed it, but not as much as the original.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to pass on these jumbo. I normally like the jumbo issues, but like the reprints of stories that we already have, like I don't care. I'm not a really facsimile person anyway, so.
I know you aren't, Tony, which means that I've still got more facsimile news to announce.
I'm sure you do.
Because DC is doing a bunch. Let's talk some Golden Age facsimile, okay?
Yeah.
There you go, Batman number 11.
Man, though, I would get that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's so cool. Yeah.
When's the last time you went to a comic shop or a comic convention and they had a Batman 11 just sitting there?
You never come on, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't even do Batman. I would do that.
Yeah, September 2nd is the scheduled release for that. And still more Batman facsimiles. This one has been a facsimile before. It's going to be a facsimile again, but this time there's going to be a foil cover option for it, and I think a blank sketch. And that is Batman 251 with the legendary Joker card playing Neil Adams cover.
You know what they call facsimiles in Italy?
What's that?
Facsimiles.
Facsimiles.
Facsimile.
Very nice. Superman is not going to be outdone in the facsimile department. Superman 141 is from the Silver Age. We'll be getting a facsimile as well. Let's take a look at the cover for that. So Superman's going back to Krypton, and his parents are like, who's this dude? He looks kind of familiar. I would probably pick this up. What about you, Lady Fantastic? Is this a skip?
My friend Rob Wurst has that original book.
Oh, wow.
He does. Rob has like one of the most underrated collections in the community.
He's good.
I know he has a
He's
Wonder
good.
Woman #6.
Magic Lasso. If you have not done something with Rob, I will get you in touch with him.
I would love to have Rob on the show.
Has an encyclopedic knowledge, and he's got an early Superman that's signed by Schuster?
I think it's
or
Schuster.
something?
Yeah,
Schuster.
Nice.
He's
I
got
think it's Action Comics 7.
Yeah.
Single digit issue.
Yeah, it's unreal, and it's like
the story behind that is just as good. How he got it.
Okay.
He's got a lot of really great DC things, and I think he's got a very large knowledge base.
I know Mr. Rob told me I messaged him for his birthday, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm not good at checking my Instagram messages." So
He never does.
You might have to send some smoke signals on.
Oh, I will.
I know he's not, because I sent him a message 2 years ago. He still hasn't read it.
So Rob, he only can do like a couple of things. He can only do like texting, and he's like in WhatsApp. And then it's like he's like, I can't do Instagram. He says it stresses me out too much. I'm like, don't worry about it then, buddy. You don't got to do it.
No, not at all. Still more facsimiles because I'm not done. We're going to look at DC Special #5, which is a spotlight on Joe Kubert.
I wouldn't get that one, but that's a fun one if you can find the original. I say find the original of that.
I think it's cool that they're choosing this as a facsimile, because this wouldn't be in my first 100 books that I thought that they would choose.
But yeah, it's a nice nod to Kubert.
Yeah, it is. And then also releasing is going to be this Joe Kubert 100 Years, A Life in Covers, issue #1.
And, his boys are in the thing still. So they're probably, and it's like, here, we'll do something for your dad because he did help.
Yep, that's true. So the Joe Kubert 100 Years, A Life in Covers due September 16th. The DC Special also September 16th.
He was very prolific.
Yes. I know Mr. Signature King's like, enough of the facsimiles, but your boy not done with facsimiles yet.
Of course not.
I got 2 more, Tony.
That's
We're going to go to the V's. And when I say V, I mean V for Vendetta.
Oh, all right.
Okay, that's cool. I still won't get it. It's cool.
Yeah, because I think you could find it like for $30 to $50, but I think anybody who hasn't read it that is interested, that is a wonderful story.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I had a lovely time experiencing this, reading it in college. Somebody let me borrow it, and it was awesome. And then I read Watchmen.
Nice. So that will be coming out on 9/23. And since we're done with the V's, let's go to the W's. I'm waiting for applause.
Hooray!
Wonder Woman Volume 2. Yes, Volume 2, Issue 72. A very sought after cover, getting a facsimile. There will also be a blank sketch foil and a Superpowers cover variant. Which is that?
I would get that.
Oh, I'm getting them all.
Yeah, I could see that.
I've always thought those action figure variants were like so cool.
Yeah, I do too. The Toy Otter ones, yeah. So that is scheduled for release on, let's see, when is Wonder Woman scheduled for? September 23rd.
Very cool.
So that's my facsimile news. Alan's digging the figure.
Yeah, I wish they did those figures because those are cool. I don't really collect figures. I think I have like 2 that people have given me all the time, but I might buy those if they are ever real. But just it's so nice.
What's that? That 1 volume, 70.
Yeah, that's the Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, the Barbond.
Yeah.
That one's a tough one to find.
Yeah, it is. So
the Barbands are a high sought after for the Wonder Womans.
Yep. New Teen Titans, Doom Patrol, Legion of Superheroes, DC's Next Level comic series are returning as well. I did want to mention that too. So, Mr. Signature King, anything more news-wise that we need to cover?
That's really it. It's all about Supergirl right now, so we're all just kind of waiting to see how good this movie is.
I just want a good movie. I'm going on Thursday.
Thursday? It doesn't come out Thursday night. Like there's like a midnight showing, or
ours has got it like Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're looking at some of the numbers here. They're it's, in terms of how we're comparing it to a Marvel movie. The hope is obviously it does infinity, like just crazy good. But obviously it won't do that. But I guess they're shooting for, they just want to beat the Marvels.
That's a realistic goal.
I think it is.
So
it's very possible.
Okay. All right. So we're going to segue into our retro review. This is part 1 of 2 because we're going to do the first 4 issues tonight of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is the basis, the inspiration for the film. And next week, we will do the last 4 issues. So we're going to kick it off with issue 1 with a very iconic cover. I don't know about you all, but when I think Woman of Tomorrow, this is like the #1 image that pops into my head. Yeah, Lady F showing off her copy.
TK sign mine, man.
Oh, hold on. Let's make you big so we can see that. Oh, nice. Very cool. Awesome.
They make a silver screen variant of this issue. I highly recommend picking them up. They're very cool. I love silver screen variants.
Yeah. Well, I'll get us kicked off in the beginning here with issue number 1. So we start with a narrator whose name we don't know or isn't revealed at the very beginning, who talks about her father, whose name she doesn't want to reveal, how he did not die a dignified or honorable death, that a criminal and a thief and a liar, who at the time identified himself as Krem and claimed the Yellow Hills as his place of origin, stabbed him through his body with a blade and even left the blade in his body as the father passed away on their farm, left for this person to discover. And the fact that he left the sword in the body really seems to bother her a lot, as it would. And she knows that if a child, which at the time she was, so she's identifying that she's pretty young or younger, could claim the weapon with a single tug, what prevented the Krem from rescuing it? So she was easily able to pull that out of her father, and she takes possession of the sword. And essentially she does what I think anyone would do in this situation. She wants revenge. So a little bit of time has passed, and we're inside a bar right now, and she has tracked down, hopefully, someone that she can hire to help get the revenge that she is looking for. And she's going to offer the sword as payment for the services. And sorry, it's just taking me a moment here. My iPad is like messing with me a little bit. She flashes back to having conversations with her mother about how she's going to lead the farm. And she's the youngest of all of the children, and she was raised as the only girl with a bunch of brothers. And the mother, offers her late father's mount to leave on. So she takes off in quest to find someone, and so our story is beginning. So inside this bar, she thinks she's found someone for hire, and she's talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I could do this for you, and it's not going to be cheap. And that's where she offers up the blade as payment once services are rendered. And he pretty much says to her, he starts examining the blade and says to her, I think that I will just take the blade for myself. You can flip to the next page. And I'll just take it right now. And she's like, that's not part of the deal. And he's like, I think this is going to be the deal. And then gives her a big old bitch slap, kind of knocks her to the ground. So someone is warning him to stop. And he's kind of like stunned, like, well, who is this? Is this the festival of impertinent females? And he warns her to remove her hand or I'll remove your fingers. And she said, no, just stop for a second. And she says, I'm going to take the sword and give this back to her. And you just need to go away, first of all, because it's my birthday. And he says, I don't have the time or patience for such foolery. And then she says, well, don't be mad. I'm 21 now. I'm official. I'm legal, which means it's okay. That's truth and justice in the American way. So we have Kara, and he said, well, I've given you some warning. And she says, don't try to do what you're doing. That's just stupid. And he says, I'm going to take your blood. And she's like, hey, I told you not to do this, and you're doing it. And you can see that this blonde female, who should look pretty familiar, has a white dog next to her too. And she says that he should surrender, but he's refuting it. And he starts to wonder exactly what is this madness going on underneath of the jacket that she's wearing, where there's the Superman symbol. And they start clashing a little bit more. And he's able to cut her a little bit, and she's bleeding because she's under a red sun, and she forgets that under this red sun she can hurt as well. And he says, hey, lady, this is just the beginning of your pain. And they start to battle a little bit more in the bar, when all of a sudden on the next page we get a great big full page splash, and we know that we have Kara, we have Supergirl and Krypto. So more time has passed, and Supergirl wakes up full in costume right now. And she's with this girl who had the sword. And she's like, Supergirl's like, I feel like I could throw up. And this girl is like, well, you kind of gave it your best efforts, but it seems to me you are probably exhausted and tired. And Supergirl then realizes, I'm in my costume. I wasn't in this, and you're not supposed to see this. And she goes to say, your undergarments are quite interesting. And finally, Supergirl is like, just exactly who are you? And this is the woman who's been narrating our story so far. It's Ruthye Marye Knoll. And she says, I'm the witness to all of your bravery. And essentially, she wants to ask Supergirl to take up the mantle, to find the killer of her father. And Supergirl vomits into a pail because she's hungover. We cut over to Supergirl, and we have Supergirl and Ruthye, and Supergirl is starting to depart back to her ship, and she doesn't want to take her offer. And Ruthie's like, hey, maybe you don't understand how valuable this is, and Supergirl's like, I don't need swords. And she's like, everyone needs a sword. Yeah. So Supergirl and Krypto are trying to get into the boat. They're headed somewhere. And Supergirl basically blows her off and says, okay, see ya, bye. So Ruthie is watching, and then she's like, nah, not going to let her get away that easily. And she jumps in and starts swimming after her. And it takes a lot of swimming to get to a little island that's on the other side. And she sees what Supergirl was traveling there for. It's a spaceship. And Supergirl realizes that Ruthie is there. And she's like, you can't be here. I've already started the programming for the ship to take off, and you could get hurt by this. And Ruthie's like, she's in shock, first of all, because she's never seen, a kind of a vessel like that. Remember, she's just a farm girl who's never been in the big city or really been off of the farm. And she says, I want to hire you to take care of Krem of the Yellow Hills, the King's agent who slew my father. And she's like, I need your help. And Supergirl says, I understand your anger. It's hard to lose somebody, but you have to look for justice, not for vengeance. And she's like, oh, so you understand. You don't understand a damn thing. You didn't lose somebody. I lost my father, who was my whole heart. And with all this talk of compassion and fury, if you're living on ground, will stand solid. It's easy to do that. And Supergirl pauses for a second. She's going to react. She stops when all of a sudden she's hit with an arrow. And remember, she's still on a red sun planet. So Krem has fired an arrow that's hit Supergirl. And Krypto has already gone into defensive mode and just following instincts starts running after the man. And Krypto gets shot with an arrow too. And Supergirl sees it. And that refocuses her to try to save Krypto, try to get them out of the situation that they're in. So she's shocked a little bit that swords and arrows are their term of weapon of choice here at this point. And Supergirl, go ahead.
Is Tim Roth playing the bad guy, Krem?
I will have to double check.
I will. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So Supergirl's like, do you even know who I am? I'm Supergirl. You think I care about swords? And you can see on the next page, they start firing more swords into her, but she doesn't care. She is fighting back, and she's getting her lumps in. And Krem starts to flee, and she would go after him, but she hears Krypto's whimpering. And she goes and turns her attention to focus on Krypto. In the meantime, remember I said that the spaceship has already been auto-started, and it was in the process of taking off. Well, one of them, Krem, escapes on the ship while Supergirl is looking after Krypto. And the ship blasts off, and Krypto, what's happened to him? Supergirl's on the ground, and Ruthie's on the ground as well, as the first issue comes to an end.
I'm sorry, but fuck a brigand who will shoot a dog. Okay, that's all I have to say.
I want to say hello to John's Comics with Friends, who's popped in. And John's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
so
dang,
happy early birthday, John.
What sign does that make him? A Gemini?
I think he's that Storm guy. That's a sign. That Storm guy. He loves X-Men.
No, I know, but what is his sign?
Astrological sign?
Yeah, I don't know signs.
What's your sign?
Yeah, I don't know
He's getting all his gifts this weekend.
What's
You
your
know,
sign,
he gets
John?
some today and he gets some tomorrow.
You act like an Aquarius. No, I don't.
If I was a sign, it would be yield. I would be a yield sign.
Yeah, my sign would be no.
My name is No. My address is No.
Dr. No.
Yeah. All right. We'll pick up the second issue right now. And it will sound like, as we hit into the first page, it will sound like we've lost some parts of the story, but don't worry. We'll go back and we'll recap and get those taken care of as the story progresses. So here we have Ruthye kind of like nuzzled up against some type of other animal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's reminiscing about her days on the farm and some of the aromas that she had encountered, because the aroma of this passenger that's next to her is not the best. So she finally wakes him up and asks him as polite as she can, please don't lean on me. I'm supposed to have space to myself. And we could see that Supergirl and Ruthye are in some type of traveling vessel. I don't know if it's a space version of a bus or
it's Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, there we go.
It was anyway.
It's like Intergalactic Southwest, and it's shitty, and they hate it.
Yep. So on the next page, she also goes on to say, hey, I'm kind of traveling here with Supergirl, and if you upset me, that might upset her.
Oh my gosh.
And he kind of looks at Supergirl like, huh? And Supergirl is just sleeping away right now. And Ruthye goes on to say on the next page, how extremely powerful this woman is. And finally, this creature kind of gives up and shifts a little bit back into his seat, allowing Ruthye some space. So we see Ruthye next looking out the window, refocus to the entire reason that she's here, and that's getting vengeance for her father's death. And we see the type of vessel that they are on. She's after Krem of the Yellow Hills. That is the entire plan. So as this story goes on, we'll see that some time has passed throughout the entire story, and they're stopping right now for a rest stop, which is going to be the last one that they're going to have for quite some time. But Supergirl's awake at this point, and she says, I can feel that we're getting closer, and the stars are changing. So more of Supergirl's power is starting to come back, because she's getting away from the red sun and she's getting closer, to the yellow sun. So they decide to stop off at this little rest stop, and they're warned that they only have a very short period of time. And it looks like they stopped to get some food. This kind of reminded me of almost like a creature cantina inside of Star Wars, from the Star Wars
Yeah,
movie.
it kind of does.
It's got the vibes to it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
bar.
Yeah, exactly. So our little Greedo type guy over here has recognized Supergirl, and he says, "You're Supergirl, aren't you? I know Superman. He put 2 of my brothers in the Phantom Zone, and I swore revenge on him and his family from this day forward. So if you're Supergirl, I'm going to kill you." And she's kind of like, am I Supergirl? Well, let's see. I'm wearing a big yellow S on my chest and a very fashionable red skirt. She's kind of like, so if I'm not Supergirl, who the bleep do you think I am? And he's out for the count. Instantly, too. So she's Supergirl after all. And they realize it's time for her and Ruthye to get back onto the vessel to continue their travels. And she steps on his hand just as a little friendly parting reminder here that she's going away. So they're back on the vehicle right now, and they're taking off. So eventually they're shocked when after they're back from the rest station, the driver pages Supergirl inside of his vessel. And because apparently they're all going to die, said the driver with, not a lot of emphasis or remorse.
Emotion.
Emotion. It's a type of dragon. So this dragon normally is not on this side of the solar system. And basically, they can't escape it. This dragon's going to get them. So you're Supergirl. I need you to do something super before we all die. So she goes back into the cabin. She says, "Who's got reds?" And she's like, "Don't be shy. Yeah. I know one of you bleeps have got some reds. And we're going to kind of need it right now because we're in big trouble."
Mm-hmm.
So finally, someone speaks up and says, "Well, I have a prescription for them, of course, for my anxiety and stuff." And she's like, "I don't care. Just give them to me." So she gets 1 red handed to her. And Ruthye is questioning, is this safe? And she says, "Well, it's red kryptonite. And we don't know exactly what's going to happen with red kryptonite. I could turn into a horrible monster. Maybe my hair will grow too long. But it's easier and a better bet than getting eaten by a dragon." So she takes the red kryptonite and wants to know, did her hair move? Is she hallucinating? And no, it didn't. So next thing you know, she's outside the vessel and that beautiful splash page there. And on the next one, she's fighting the dragon and taking care of business to keep them safe.
Can I make a quick commentary on
the
dragon?
Yeah.
Is that throughout different cultures, they've talked about quote unquote dragons, and they look like things like this. And in truth, what it is it's plasma interacting with a local ionosphere. And so what you see is there's such an intertangling and interaction that the different atomic vibration and rotation of all of the different potential bonds and interplay gives like a rainbow type thing, a borealis. And so what we have defined back then as dragons were actually just electromagnetic signatures in interplaying with ionospheres. But they're real.
You're muted, Mr. Lasso. There he is.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Nice. Well, I don't know much about that, but what I do know about is on the next page, and that's washing my hand. No, I appreciate the interjection.
Science.
Yeah. So even something as simple as washing your hands is something that wasn't a custom. And she's asking Supergirl, what exactly are you doing and why are you doing it? And Supergirl is encouraging her, you just kind of need to wash your hands as well. So that's Ruthye that she's talking to. So she teaches Ruthye on the next page exactly how to wash her hands. And Supergirl asks her how it feels. And, there's not a really good time for this, but Ruthye just says, hey, after the tragedy of your planet's destruction, did you too seek to avenge the death of your family? And next page. And Supergirl just kind of gives her that blank stare. And finally she says, no, I didn't. And Ruthye is realizing, as the two of them are starting to bond back and forth, exactly what they have in common. But she says in her response, she heard a whole life of regret. So we're back on the ship again, and Ruthie's having problems with the passenger that's next to her, again leaning into her space and the aroma and the odors. And finally, Supergirl's had enough of this. Next page gives them a big old sock in the nose, and things are brought back to normal as they continue their adventures. So now we go back and find out some of the pieces that are filled in from the ending of the last issue into the beginning of this one. So it's a quick recap that it was Supergirl's 21st birthday. She was drinking at this bar. When this guy that Ruthye was going to hire started to attack her and take her sword, that's when Supergirl interjected. How Krem was able to escape on Supergirl's ship, and how her dog Krypto, possibly might be dead. The ship takes off. Supergirl's able to take Krypto and try to find him some type of veterinary assistance. But he's Krypto after all. But things aren't looking good for the dog. And that recaps us back to what has happened between the two of them. So Supergirl is standing at the edge. She's looking out and about before she turns her attention back to Ruthye. And she asks Ruthye, are you still determined to find, your father's killer? And Ruthye says yes. And then she says, I see. And I'm going to accept. I will fully help you.
I have a quick commentary about that. The red, what I thought was interesting about what the red pills did, because all of the other people, other than Wonder Woman, they took them to numb out. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really interesting that the red affected them by making them zoink out or making them like passive or just, but with her, it was unpredictable and like had an inverse effect. Okay, sorry.
No, that's how I always knew the reds to be for the Kryptonians when they would take them. Like, you never knew what you were going to get.
So it was more of, I thought it was fascinating that everybody else was on reds and they were using it to dope out. And it's like,
yeah. And for her, it's far from relaxing. It's
quite
like the
why
opposite.
are these people using it as an anesthetic for trauma? But I don't know.
Yes. So, hey, how are you doing there? J. Margolis 88. Thanks for popping in and seeing us. We're glad that you're here. Okay, issue 3 is going to be taken over by our signature king.
All right, issue 3 popping up here in just a second. Gotta love all the ads. Okay, so yeah, this one, I was out and about today, so I had to bust out my original copy, which is something I rarely do, but really wanted to make sure that I get this story right. And I got these the entire run, as they were coming out. So, and they just kind of went in the collection. I don't think I read this, or at least it's been a while, but this is kind of new to me. So, but I really enjoy it. So, we're starting off here at some police station or something, and this person's building a house of cards. Supergirl's trying to get his attention, but he has a really cool response. And he said, hey, listen, the bathrooms we don't have any. They're closed for repairs. Go down the street, knock on the door, ask for, I think what name they use, Kathy or something. And she'll let you in.
Really cute. I like the way he's drawn.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He looks like a sad Yoda.
Yes, thank you.
So, and she's like, yeah, we're not here for that, but we're leaving for Krem. He's an off-worlder. Off-worlders are treated a little bit differently on this planet. We're just wondering if you've seen anybody that matches him. He says, let me check the records, as he's continuously building this house of cards, by the way. And he says, no one's really here. I don't see anybody new coming in. And as he tries to, it falls down, but he tries to start to put it together, and Supergirl blows it over, which I thought was really funny. So he was no help.
And she didn't help him back.
No. So they're trying to figure out, who's the best person they can approach to find this Krem guy. So they go to a hotel, and they're going to get a room. And the hotel person says, "Hey, welcome to Maypole. Happy that you're here. We need you to sign in a purple or blue pen if you're an off-world." So Supergirl has to sign in blue because she's an off-worlder, and she notices that not a lot of people sign in purple. And the clerk kind of says, "Yeah, they kind of stopped coming." And Supergirl says, "Well, why did they stop coming?" And she said, "Well, we just need you to sign for the dang room. That's the law. Now sign it or get out." The hotel doesn't even want to play games with Supergirl. So they get up to their room, and Supergirl is basking in the sun. She's using her powers. She can see everybody. And they are trying to figure out their next moves. Just a second. Too much chlorine today for me. Jumped in the pool. Supergirl says, "I can see any of them." She asks if any of them are Krem of Yellow Hills. She says no. Everyone is blue. So the next morning, they go and they're starting to get food, and they're starting to kind of like maybe get a little confused, or they're trying to find some information. Supergirl flags down the waitress and says, that welcome sign over on the counter looks like it was recently reprinted. And underneath it says no purples. Why no purples? I don't understand. Waitress says, "Do you have something to order?" And Supergirl says, "Yeah, tell me about the sign." And the waitress says, "Listen, either you're going to order food or you're going to leave." Simple. So that was no help. And they went around town and they asked everybody about the purples. Nobody knew anything at all. They would never answer the question. And then one night, Supergirl wakes up Ruth, and someone takes a shot at Supergirl. She's able to catch it, and in come this rain of bullets. But Supergirl is able to stop them, which is good. So as soon as they get the opportunity, they go out of the bed and breakfast. They go zipping down to the mayor's office, and the mayor's office is the mayor is like having this like big speech. He's like, "I don't answer to you. You don't get to ask me questions. I answer to the voters. Who are you? You don't have any authority here, blah, 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 blah." And Supergirl kind of lifts up his desk and chucks it and says, "My name is Supergirl. If you're not going to help me, that's fine. I guess I'll just have to figure it out." The mayor says, "We're going to place you under arrest." Supergirl very creatively replies, "You are welcome to try." They decide, okay, we're going to investigate this on our own. No one's going to help us, so I guess it's up to us. And this was a really funny scene here. So Supergirl says, "Hey, get on. I'll give you a piggyback ride." So Supergirl's having to explain to someone from a whole nother planet who's never heard of a piggyback ride how to do it. It was just really funny. Really funny to me. So I have this really nice page of them flying all over the city. And finally, Supergirl, with her X-ray vision, is able to see something in the ground, and it's the sign that says, Purple Town. And they are stacked under piles of bones. Wild. So Supergirl runs back to the chief of police, and she informs him to start talking. He actually takes a shot at her, hits her right in the eye, obviously doesn't do anything, and he realizes that was probably a really bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So Supergirl is given this history of the purples and, kind of like they stood for, and, this big story of oppression and genocide. And they're starting to get maybe a little bit more information. They don't really know what their next move is. And, Ruthye is kind of distraught, like they were just slaughtered, and all those dead, and Kieran got away. Like an entire race of people are just gone. And she has a good line here, like, it's too big and we're too small, which I thought was pretty cool. But that wraps up issue 5 or 3. I'm sorry, not 3.
Okay, cool. So our first half of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow continues with issue 4.
Yeah.
Tony will bring up the assist, and our special guest, Lady Fantastic, will take over.
Yeah. Okay. So, on the first page, well, yeah, you have that. Yeah, and Bilquis Evely did this, the covers and interiors, and like I said, I hadn't felt that kind of excitement or seen those sort of dreamscapes since Mobius. She really made me feel like I was reading some of his stuff again, and it made me feel happy, and I like to feel happy. So anyways, I think sadly this is a purple, an infant that has been abandoned because probably her family has been slain. And so the girl is saying that she was the youngest in her family, so she never had the chance to co-mother or co-parent her younger siblings. And I guess she's saying, like, I was kind of frozen. I didn't know how to react because there's a child sitting there screaming. And she said, now there were cousins who were born after me, and I'd go along and watch how they would coo and carpet all the other kinswomen. And you see this being done in the child, actually, And then the girl says, but the plains are desolate country full of vast and lonely spaces where each family has to fend for itself. And so the girl is coming from her known and lived perspective, and she was not familiar with what Supergirl was doing. Okay. And she said, and she says, and such visits were frequent with my cousins, and they were kind of tedious. And you see Supergirl just kind of pick this little purple up and say, come here, sweetie, as a mother would. And the girl continues to go, all of which is to explain why seeing that babe screaming somewhere or something awful sitting on the hard part of Parnot, she said, the girl was seized with fear and could not guess what to do next. But Supergirl, in her compassion and knowing, did. And so she says to the purple, don't you worry anymore. And she says, it's going to be okay. And so they're in this wake of a clear genocide and a destruction of an entire people. And the young girl continues to say that, like, Supergirl didn't suffer from the fear paralysis that I did, and when we went to look for Krem and the, who had, killed my daughter, or sorry, I'm trying to read this, but when we went to go pursue Krem, he had allied himself with Barbond's Brigands, and they are a wicked gathering of men who went from place to place earning money off the carnage they wrought. So they were hired mercenaries. And the girl continues, we had traced the aftermath of their butchery across light years to this planet on the edge of the Kahlo system. It was only the beginning of a long and bloody trail we were walking in the months that followed. And it continues, you see... well, the panel's not quiet, but the girl continues. After Parnot, we traveled on to Inkum, a small moon that circles the planet Escalm in the Platts galaxy, or the Piats, whatever. And we hear, yeah, I think I seen your man. And this is okay, hold on. It's like, yeah, I think you've seen your man. It was after the start of it. Some brigand had just bombed a hive center, and me and Flarrgg were running. Flarrgg was a real good runner. He could run mighty fast. I'd need a head start to beat him in any race. And Flarrgg and me went back, and we were good buddies, and he was so fast, man. And yeah, he's just the fastest. Did I say that again? I'm sorry. I'm kind of, things have been wild lately, and my mind's kind of shattered. But he said that when we saw like all the bombs and the chaos coming in, like after that, we just started zigzagging. We didn't even know what we were running for. And then we ran into this guy, and as he's saying this, the food finally gets shoved in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, man." And Supergirl's like, "All right, no problem. But do you think that the guy you're talking about could be Krem?" And the guy continues. He's like, well, "I can't say for 100%, but it all seems to match up. He had the sword and the same description, but I've been wrong so many times. I could be wrong here. I just don't know. And I kind of hope to God I'm wrong, because you don't want to meet this guy. He's a fucking monster." And he's like, and I just hope that any man could be redeemable, and this guy's just not, dude. And he went after my buddy Flarrgg, like, and he didn't even say anything. He just freaking gutted him, and Flarrgg was good. Flarrgg didn't even do anything bad, and we'd been so close for so long. We've been buddies, and when he got stabbed, it felt like I was getting stabbed, and yeah, and then Flarrgg was after Flarrgg was on the ground, this guy that could be the guy you're talking about, he started hacking at me, and I didn't even feel anything at first. I was just focusing on Flarrgg, who was screaming so much, and he was like never really loud usually. And I remember a lot of times, like, people would always ask me, what is he saying? Because he's a low talker, But that time when Krem was there, his yelling and my yelling, I couldn't tell who was yelling, if it was me or him, because they were both blending together. But it was the loudest I'd ever heard Flarrgg talk. And I think he, at some point, talked because I could only hear my voice then, and it just was really confusing. And I knew it was myself, and I passed out. And I hope that this helps you. And I appreciate you feeding me, because the nurses, like, they're so inundated with all the bodies that sometimes I have to wait hours for food. And if Flarrgg were here, he'd be helping me. But because we were like buddies, and yeah, that's insane, right? And then you see the girl continues, and we're on a new planet, right? And she goes, a week or so after that, we made our way to Tilluis, which I was reliably informed was sometimes secret. I think this girl is on the spectrum, y'all, because I see myself in her. But anyways, she goes, a week or so after that, we made our way to Tilluis, which I was reliably informed was a sometimes secret vacation destination of one of the royal galactic family, or of a member. And she's like, I know you're asking, and therefore I'll do some answering. I can't remember which one it was. And if I tell, and if I knew, I would. But I've spent a lot of time in the company of royals. I really don't care for the pomp, and I don't care to keep their confidence. And whatever spoiled tyrannicals were here, they weren't here when we got here. And Supergirl asks this guy that's digging graves for the dead, she's like, how many have you done? And the girl says, we didn't find many people of any sort on Tilluis, or Tilius. And then the guy says, oh, I'd say a few dozen, not too many, but more than I thought I would by this time. I'm making some progress. The land here digs good, so I'm thankful for that. And then Supergirl's like, how many have to go? And he says, maybe a couple hundred, maybe more. We didn't get hit harder by them damn brigands than most. Fortunate for that. Mayor told me if I can get them done before sunpass, they won't need a mass grave like other planets got. And my daughter, she's out there somewhere, cut up, and I'd like to have her own slice of land, even if I don't know which one it is. And so he's doing this for the dignity of all bodies, because it hurts him too much to think that his daughter would be in a mass grave. And she's like, sir, let me help you. And he's like, oh, that's awful nice. This is probably my duty as a citizen. I got to do what I got to do. And she's like, yeah, sure. I get it. We've all done our duties, and it's mine as a neighbor to do what I can do to help yours. Please. Sorry. And she's like, well, and he looks and his eyes tear up like mine are. And because he's touched with compassion, and he goes, I see your point. And no, wait. He's like, I see your point, and to be honest, my back could use the respite. And maybe maybe it'll help me go faster in the long run, which is worth something, I think. And anyway, sunpass can come up quick on you, and there's no doubt about it. Which is to say, thank you. I would indeed very much appreciate your aid in this matter. And so then, like, she's fucking Supergirl, dude. And the little girl's like, I didn't see much of what next occurred. Just a striking streak of blue and red crisscrossing the horizon. And the guy's just like, well, ain't that something? And the little girl goes, yes, sir. It surely is. And Supergirl goes, I did as well as I could. But I'd appreciate you taking a look to make sure I did right. If I made any mistakes, just let me know and I'll fix it. And I used my vision to look at your DNA, and I found your daughter's remains. And I can take you to her now or when you're done looking it over. Whatever works. And then he looks at her with tears, and he's like, huh? And he said, yeah. So suppose we make sure the rest are set right. Then we go to her. Thank you, neighbor. And then, like, they're on another planet, and the planet is completely different and culturally and, like, scenescape. This looks like a Kirby world. And she's just like, she's different. She's like, hit me. And this giant is like, you are small. I'm large. It will hurt. And Supergirl's like, no, it won't. I swear. I'll be fine. You just pretend I'm them, these brigands. I did all this to you and your family. Just picture that and hit me. And then the giant goes, why should I do this? And Supergirl goes, why? Are you scared? Is that it? Come on, hit me. And she goes, I'm not scared. You do not understand. You're small. I'm large. And Supergirl goes, you're not large if you were, and she's like, you're not large. If you were large, you would have stopped them. All you are is fucking small. And she's doing this to piss her the fuck off. And then old girl smashes her into the ground. And Supergirl gets her ass. She's just like, fuck. But she's like, that's it? I thought you. And then and then she's like, oh, no, that's it. That's not it. You got to. And then the chick just smashes her. Okay? Just into the ground. And then the big giant goes, oh! And then the little girl says, next we travel to Uralon, a planet not often visited. For they carried a vaulted reputation as soldiers. Uralonians are a reticent people who keep their own company. and we met a woman. Her name was Irasaan, sorry, and she lost her family. The Brigands killed them, and she was out fighting a war. Okay, when her entire family got slain, and basically, Supergirl knows that feeling. This little girl knows it to an extent. They've been going through world to world seeing this, and Supergirl has the cultural acumen to understand how each of these people need to be helped to grieve the slaughter. And so she goes, Irasaan's greatest heartbreak was that as much as she tried and tried, she was unable to mourn her dead. The emotions of the moment seemed captured in her bosom, and she feared that they would forever remain. But see, she's helping her. She's helping her heal, because she's like, if you don't hit me, you're never going to fucking process this. She was saying she's emotionally numb, and she wasn't able to. And so Supergirl was pulling her out of the shock of emotional stupor to bring her back to her own like self. And she doesn't have to do this shit. And so now they're in another place, okay? They're in a place that's really fucking scary, okay? And this new world. And Supergirl is kind of flustered. She's like, I'm not going over it again. This is a no. You can't. And the little girl is just like, I'm not some innocent with eyes moistened by the morning dew. She's bullshitting, okay? She's like, I'm the one who discovered my father's wrecked body. I will not turn my back to the gore of his killer for fear of blushing. It is my right. She's hell-bent on vengeance. And then Supergirl's like, what right? What are you talking about? I'm trying to save someone. I'm trying to save my dog. You don't have to see this. And I do. And if you don't have to, you won't. That's the end of it. And then the little girl's like, we both have our missions. My vengeance is not lesser than your nobility. And then, you know, because she's throwing she's being a brat, right? And Supergirl said, no one should look. Just no, okay? No is the answer. And the little girl's like, that doesn't make any sense. If you could suffer it, I can suffer it damn well too. And honestly, the girl's immature. She wants to act like she can buck up. And what Supergirl is doing is sparing her the trauma of seeing someone get killed. Because no child should see that. And so she's being fucking good. And so the girl's like, the next world we went to was Tirkun, which was not well known, and I would not care to visit again. Memories of navigating the lava forest there still appear in my dreams, and my anxiety becomes particularly acute. So the girl's like, you know, all talking shit, like, let me go in there, I could do this. And then now she's saying, okay, like, I still have nightmares of having to go to the forest to get there. It was fucked up. And so now she's like, perhaps because of the monstrosity of the landscape, the people of the planet were determined to document happenings outside of their shelters. And they kept detailed records of the ongoings that would put even my fastidious mother, who was a notorious record keeper, cataloging all the imports and exports. And so she said, when Supergirl and I inquired, they told us they had tapes of the Brigands' actions, and they were free to watch what had occurred. Up to that point, we'd only witnessed the after effects of the massacres, and I was eager, as young ones usually are, to see if the terror of my imagination aligned with the truth of what actually happened, so to speak. And she's out. Okay, so she's talking a big talk, and then she's conked out. And so then, boom, and then she's like, huh. because Supergirl kind of busts out, and the girl's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. You were taking a minute, and how long's it been? Did you see him?" And Supergirl is kind of like in a shocked stupor, just kind of frozen, like not there in the present. And the little girl's like, "Supergirl?" And Supergirl kind of is like, "Well, yeah, I'm sorry, what?" And she goes, "You all right? Did you see it? Was he there, Krem?" And Supergirl, who had just witnessed some slaughtering on tape and is pretty messed up over it, was like, yeah, it was, and I saw all of it. And now, so yeah, it was heavy. Okay, so now this is a shot that she would have watched, that they said they got of a guy that they caught and executed him. Okay. And so these are the people of that planet saying to him, "Have you got any last words?" And he goes, "I got some." And he's like, "All right, let's hear it." And he goes, "I just want to say, before all you caught me, hell, I'd be lying if I didn't say I had a bunch of fun. So thanks for that. I'm in your debt." And then the judge is like, "All right, is that it?" And he goes, "I'm done. It is what it is." Like psychopaths too. And then he screams, "Long live my psychopath buddies, the Brigands." And then he gets stoned to death like he probably deserved. Probably deserved it. Anyways, yeah, so the girl says, "All right, well, they actually, so all the Brigands, they had gotten this one, but now we traced them down to the Yalha, or Yala, a planet in the Vex system." And so then we go to the Vex system, and she goes, "The denizens of Yalha are known for their pottery, which is the shade of red found only in that corner of the universe. And the people that are from the other place were like, this is like a screenshot from the back before they leave. One of the people of the planets said, I know he surely deserved his fate, but I had some thought you'd save him." So one of the dudes is like, "I thought you were going to save him because all you do is good shit, Supergirl." And the little girl goes, "Regretfully, I didn't see any of their renowned earthenware while I was there." She was talking about the pottery while Supergirl's watching like cold hard justice. And Supergirl replies back to the guy that's like, "Hey, I thought you were going to save this guy." And she's like, "Oh, did you?" No, she didn't do shit because she knows what justice looks like. They were psychopathic killers, and all they were doing was slaughtering. She was ridding the galaxy of a threat. Okay, she goes, "Next we found ourselves in the planet Ekvik, which carries the reputation of being the most peaceful places on the Earth, or in the universe, sorry. The mucks of Ekvik sat still when the Brigands came." And this is Supergirl going, I have to go. I can't. I'm going to scream. I can't scream here. No. And the girl says, "They chanted to their gods, and the invaders fell on them." So these people, some of the most beautiful and holy places in the corners of the universe, while they were slaughtered, they prayed because they're so non-aggressive. And Supergirl's so fucked up about it. That's like, I have to go. I cannot scream. If I scream, this entire place will be fucking destroyed. And I do not want to cause any more destruction than I've already fucking witnessed. So she's like out. She's like, I'm out. I can't hear. Like, she's like, I've got to scream. So the little girl, and like the little girl doesn't realize the intensity of Supergirl, right? So she's like, what I write next, I write based on my observations in those long ago days at the side of the greatest warrior in the history of this August reality we all call home. It is important to note that my assertions do not rely on anything Supergirl said. It was not a subject we ever discussed or even approached, but nonetheless, I believe it to be as true as the turning of the worlds. You see, that is what is not well understood about the daughter of Krypton is that her power was not one of action, but one of restraint, endurance, and passion. She did not choose to fire a beam from her eyes, or have breath of ice, or run faster than any speeding bullet, or any of her other well-documented miracles. No, she held back her heat vision to look you in the face. She warmed her breath to converse with you. She slowed herself to walk by your side. Every moment of every day, she suppressed the forces churning inside her. All the energy of a dead world that strained against the many barriers eternally demanding to be released. I believe this effort hurt her. I believe she lived her life in pain. But I reiterate again, I think it is important enough to repeat. These beliefs are based on my time at her side, watching her as she moved through the strife and sorrow. If you were to have asked her, I have little doubt she would have claimed that assertion was absurd. She would say that she felt fine and well, and then she'd ask you if you needed any help. And so, yeah, all right, well, so she goes, our next stop was Nicelian or Nicolan, whatever. I say Nicelian. I will not write of what we witnessed there. Some tales are too sad to tell. When it was finished, we found ourselves sitting together under the stars. And the Supergirl goes, we're close. Every step we got closer. And now I think, I'm pretty sure the next planet, they're going to be waiting there. So you're going home. And the little girl's like, you can't. And then she's like, I've seen him now. I know how to find him. And I'm going to go save Krypto. This isn't for you. I'm going to get a rocket and make sure you get back home safe. You don't have to worry about anything. And the little girl is saying, you're just like that bounty hunter back in the drink hole. You don't think anything of me. It was my dad, my father, who was unjustly murdered by Krem. And he's out there living and he needs to be killed. Like, this is my consecrated quest and I will see blood in the end. And Supergirl's like, I'm not trying to start another argument. She's like, it's just better for you. You're too young. And the little girl says, you can't keep treating me like a teething toddler. You of all people. How old were you? How many years did you have when you had your first, or when you saw your first terror? And Supergirl says with pain in her eyes, like, I was a girl. And she goes, you were a girl, fine. And what then am I? And then she goes, I'd expected a quarreling to persist as it done many times before, and it did many times after, and each of us doggedly insisting which one has proportionately reasonable to the bringing of justice. Just two gravel mules fussing over which will pull the load. But at that day, in the stark contrast to many others after weeks of death and desperation, I think Supergirl was just tired. And even a gravel mule will buck if you think the load is, or she thinks the load is too large. A well-treated rock farmer knows you're better off harnessing two to the yoke than dealing with all that fuss. So instead of answering, she bent down, and I went and put my weight on her, and off we flew, up and away.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, I feel emotional and shit.
That's all right. Let's talk about these first 4 issues, this first half of Woman of Tomorrow, and what we just talked about. If it's okay, I'll go first and give Caroline just a moment to recoup here. So I think in the issue that Lady Fantastic just reviewed is where we see Tom King really shine. I mean, sometimes, in my issue, we have 2 pages of how to wash your hands. That's filler, But when it gets to when he gets to things that were in Lady Fantastic's issue number 4, like the graves and Supergirl sharing with Ruthye, her experiences of the things that she doesn't want Ruthye to experience. That to me is when he shines, when he does it the best. Because at least for me, it's that connection. It is just that connection. And I love that part. I think, here we are, we're only judging up until this point, halfway through the series. Is this enough to fill a full motion picture? No. But I think that's why we got Lobo in this movie too, who Lobo, as we talked about last week, originally was supposed to be in Woman of Tomorrow, and the editors pulled him out. So I think that that's going to make up some of our filler. But when Tom King shines, he shines bright. When he doesn't, it's just kind of filler. That's my thought. Signature King, what do you have to say about what we've done so far?
Yeah, this is like I said, it's interesting to read this before going to see the Supergirl movie because it's pretty much not the same story, but heavily inspired from. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a free preview. I like the story. Like I said, I've had these issues for a while. I just never really got around to reading them, but I'm glad that I do have them. Just because it's a cool story. Tom King, I agree, is hit and miss. With this story, I feel like he's done a fine job so far.
Yeah, I think he's more hits than miss.
Yeah, that's true. The art's great. Not necessarily my favorite style of art, but it's still great. If I was going to give it a number score out of 10, I'd give it an 8.
Awesome. I want to say hi to a few folks that have popped in during our retro review, including Melanie. Sheena, how are you,
girl?
My dear? Yes. And Lady F saying there's a reason why I picked 4. That's right. You did a very good job on that.
I didn't know I was gonna hit with the feels. I'm sorry, but it's just like I get intense. I feel
Gore Vidal Comic Books is here. Hi, Gore, and he agrees that you did a good job too. So I think that you were perfect for the issue that you did too. So, and Olivia's saying Tom King better not kill off Wonder Woman or comic series. Lady Fantastic, what do you want to say about the 4 issues that we've looked at so far tonight?
Oh man, so I feel like this big difference between Superman and Supergirl is I feel like Supergirl is all heart chakra. Mm-hmm. She's coming from love and she's trying to spare anyone. Well, specifically, she's trying to spare another girl she sees herself in the eyes of from the trauma of what she saw. Mm-hmm. And that is why she is holding this child back, because she knows no child needs to see this. She's already seen enough trauma in that her father was gutted for being ethical. Her father was a good guy who played all the things by the rules. Krem was hired to spy on the local people. So if they said anything bad about the royalty, then he would tell, and those people would get, killed. And so one day that the mom, anyways, look, this is a story about a really traumatized and brave woman trying to shield children from what she had to experience.
How old? I would like to throw this question out, and I don't know. I'm making a big confession right here, which Lady Fantastic might have to clutch her pearls when she hears me say this. This is my first time reading this story. So I don't know if this gets answered in the second half or not, but I would like both of you to tell me, what do you think the age difference is between Supergirl and Ruthye? I mean, we know Supergirl just turned 21 in the story. How old do you think Ruthye is?
I think she's probably 12, 13.
Do you? I thought she was more 16, but you could be right.
I was going to say 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say 12 to 14 is going to be what
Okay.
You know, just feisty, not.
Yeah. And you stop and think about it, that's not much younger than Supergirl probably was when.
Precisely.
So yeah, that's
You know,
something else that they have in common. So
I would, 13 to 15.
okay. Yeah, that's kind of what Olivia
It's
thinks
a kid's, it's very kid sister energy. So I'm gonna say 7, 6, 7 years, but enough that Supergirl had seen some, and she did not.
Which is why she's drinking. Which is why
yes.
she's going to get drunk on a planet where she can.
Yes, and that's exactly.
So, yeah.
What did you think she was? 8? Just messing with you. 19?
No, I thought she, like I said, I thought she was more like 16.
Yeah,
so
I think maybe younger.
Okay, like, yeah, you're probably right. So, but I've enjoyed immensely what we've done, and next week we're doing the last half of this, which I haven't read yet. So, and Lady Fantastic is going to join us again for next week, so we're excited about that.
I forgot which issue I chose. 8, probably.
You did, but we'll talk off camera if you want to do more than just 8. So anyway,
good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's our first part of Woman of Tomorrow. So next week we'll have an idea of what the world has thought of the Supergirl movie, and we'll be able to we'll stay as spoiler free as we possibly can, but we'll see if they've stuck close to the source material. Tom King, did have some involvement with this movie, so we'll see. But we don't want you to go anywhere right now because we still have something fun to do. We're not going to leave on a sad note. We're going to do our book show portion. And we're going to talk about appearances that we're going to be making or content that we have coming, and then show off some stuff. So Lady Fantastic, do you have any content or appearances that you would like to promote?
I have got nothing because I'm trying to really just focus on me right now because I've just got there's just a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying to anchor.
We appreciate you joining us not only tonight, but next week as well then. So
yeah, I had to do this because I love the series so much. I did not realize I was going to weep like a baby.
It's okay. It added depth to the story, so it's cool. But do you have some stuff you want to share with us from your collection?
Yes, I would like to share with you my collection of STDs. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. A little more than you bargained for tonight. Oh, look at that. You said that, and look what happened to my back. It just went away.
Oh, did it? Oh, shoot. Your background was like negative. Okay. This is what... Well, let me think. Well, I'm going to show you guys some fun comics from across time. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. Here. I love this. STDs. Enemy Ace. I love a nice slap.
And that's got a date stamp, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it does. It is a November 68. November 768. And so this is Star Spangled War Stories, issue 142. Yeah, just get what I'd recommend for a bad comic collection is getting some cream for it. And then issue 121, I like this one.
Ooh, nice.
And she said, try and take me. Try and take my rifle from me. Anyway, yeah. You have that Enemy Ace score? Cool. I like Enemy Ace. He's fun. And then this is, dude, I'm a Phoenix fan. And this is, Frankie, is it Frankie Ray?
Yeah, Frankie Ray becomes the new Nova.
Yeah.
Herald of Galactus.
Herald of Galactus. This is John Byrne, Fantastic Four was fun. I love it. I also, here's just some bad bees that I want to show.
Okay.
That I like. This is Crazy Like a Fox. This is not Captain. It's a new character. I forgot her name. That's so bad, but whatever. That's part of that. And then here's a Hawkeye that I love. The
oh yeah.
Aha or Aya. I don't know. I called it David Aja, but it's like aha, raya. I don't know. Ooh-yah. Carol, my girl,
Yeah.
Carol. Focus issue. I don't know. What do you mean focus issue? Like just singular issue?
I don't know if she means key issue or
52. I love Black Panther. Here is really cool variant of Invisible Woman.
Nice.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. Here's some I love these Poison Ivy, these last 2 Poison Ivy covers, and I'm done. Okay. So my friend Unruly sent me and gave me this one, and it reminds me of like the Lady of the Lake from Camelot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
that looks like a painting that your grandparents would have had up in their house.
It's like Lady of the Lake. It's high art, bro. I'm gonna take this out. See who did this, but how lovely is that?
Does it say right by the barcode right there?
Said McKinnon.
Okay.
Yeah, do you like that, Gore?
Yeah.
It's very, and you guys, sorry, Gore said, but this is Poison Ivy number 11 B cover, if you guys need to know. But it's one of my favorite covers. And then, I don't know if I bought this cover or somebody gave it to me, but I really, really like it because it reminded me of like, okay, this is probably what I look like if I go to the dark side as my shadow self.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't really look that cool, but it's the energy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very like underground Hella kind of feel. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Well, wait. I found this at a dollar sale. Warriors of Plasm number 1, signed by Jim Shooter.
That's awesome.
So don't get jealous.
Yeah.
Don't get jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank
All
you.
I know is Signature King was going, Captain Marvel's in my collection don't look like that.
Yeah, there's a little different, aren't they? They have a lightning bolt.
Yep. I did put a link for Lady Fantastic socials in the description for this video. So if you're not following our good friend, you should be, because
thank you. I'll be around again. Good. It's just a lot.
Well, you'll be on next weekend.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah. Mr. SK, how many subscribers you got now?
I'm hovering right around 21,000.
Oh my God.
Are you serious, Tony?
Yeah.
I have like 800. I don't even get it. Good job.
I caught this wave in November last year, right around Thanksgiving. And
holy shit.
So from Thanksgiving to now, I've gotten like 19,000 subscribers. So that's
it was me. I texted some people and I was like, you got to check out this guy.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Checked in the mail.
That's great.
Yeah, thanks. I've been doing a lot more on Instagram just because I feel like I've been neglecting it. But I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So content-wise, yeah. So you'll see me a little bit of both places, but I want to make sure that I don't ignore the Instagram people. That is a lot of ramen noodles. If only I had $1 for every subscriber, that'd be really helpful. But yeah, there's content there. There's content coming. So for those of you who haven't seen, I'll show you here, see if I can get a good angle. So I've been quite busy lately. You can kind of see the new
that's
build.
A cool man dude, you have your own comic shop.
It does kind of look like that.
I love it. A back issue bin. Tony, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I did manage to get rid of some file cabinets. I really want to focus more on cool builds like this, because when they're in the file cabinets, you can make the file cabinet look cool, but you can't really see your collection.
It's not super accessible. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Smart. So I think I'm done now. I just got to clean up the mess I made, and then we'll be right back at it. But in terms of a book show, I have signed by Frank Cho, Supergirl. And luckily these were all right here, so it was kind of nice. I like Frank Cho. He only signs in blue, though.
I love him. Okay,
but this blue works, so I'll take it. I have Supergirl, the 2025 run. I think, was this a special? No, it's just a variant cover from number 1, signed by Joshua Middleton. when we were linking up at Baltimore. So that came back at 9/4. Very cool indeed. And I'm going to keep showing this because I just love it. I still love looking at it. The All-Star Superman #1 reprint.
That's
signed
awesome.
by Superman himself. And the glare is amazing on this one. And it's a foil and it's in a slab, so it's like extra reflective-y.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I missed an opportunity to get Nathan Fillion to sign this, so I'm kind of bummed out. I wish I could have got it, but that would have been cool. Next time.
Yeah. Nice. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of. Me and Art of Allen did some cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
Cool.
I know he just released a video with you.
Mm-hmm.
You said yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Cover lovers.
Cover lovers, yeah. And mine is Bronze Age Wonder Woman. So yeah.
Very cool. Guess which one we did?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
Yeah. So let me talk about what's on my channel right now before I get into my book show. Currently, I have my back issue of the week. Marvel's 616 Day was this week because it was June 16th earlier this week. So I did one of the books that could have been a facsimile you could have gotten in the blind bag of Fantastic Four books spotlighting Dr. Doom. My Lasso Loot video is an all Avengers haul. And SK, I almost got a Sal Buscema autograph. Almost.
That's cool.
It's signed Sal Buscema, but it's not signed by Sal Buscema. So I explain in the video who exactly signed this and why they signed it Sal Buscema, because there's a reason why they did that. So
I'm curious to see.
Never know.
Yeah, so that's currently on my channel. As I said, Cover Lovers, Bronze Age Wonder Woman on Alan's channel. Also left a link for that in the collaborations playlist folder on my channel. What's coming on Instagram starting today, I am doing 7 Supergirl covers, where I'm going to post a Supergirl cover every day for a week. And I'm going to post ones that I've never posted on Instagram before from my collection. So you can check that out right now and look for that all week. On Instagram, I'm at The Magic Lasso. Back issue of the week tomorrow, Supergirl. Coming up on Tuesday afternoon, the Lasso Loot video will be an all upgrades video, which will contain a few books with Supergirl. So that's all on the way. Wednesday night, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. I have another episode of JLA versus Avengers with John's Comics with Friends. Ooh, let's go back and look at that. Yeah, look at that.
I was going to try and be funny too and be like, oh, these are the ones I brought.
I love that.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah. So JLA versus Avengers issue 23 of Justice League of America and Avengers 23 from the Silver Age. We'll look and battle those off with your help. So that's coming up Wednesday. And that's the content that's on the way. For a book show, I only picked one thing. I'm going to show it, and I'm going to let Signature King do the dialogue about what this book is, because he knows what this book is, okay?
Oh, geez.
Here we go.
Hey, look at that.
Hey,
it
this
is
guy.
The silver screen variant for the Woman of Tomorrow.
Issue 1.
Very good. I like that you got that.
Yeah, that was a gift from my friend Mr. Fridge Art. So he got that for me, and I thought that was awesome.
Very kind of him.
Yes, always very kind of him. So it's hard to show, though, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
But
like,
they're beautiful.
Trying to take a picture of it, forget it. But in person, it is stunning.
Can I just show you guys? Sorry, I just have a few more, but these are some Thors that I've been working on. Some Thors.
Thors, okay.
Well, yeah.
Signature King, prepare to have a Thorgasm.
But it's not going to start off with Thor, actually. I just got to I wanted to show that.
Okay, subby.
Okay, so now we're going to start. Here's I've been working. So Journey into Mystery 100.
Uh-huh.
And then, just love Thors, the old Thors. People Breeders. This one's jacked up, but Thorgasm. This I love this one. These we start to learn about the origins and motivations of Galactus as a character, and it's really cool. This is just a beautiful cover, 169. I don't know, man. I just love these Thor, like early bronze, late silvers. Inferno. It soon will be coming up. This is a Neil Adams cover. My power just went out. I'm sorry. And then here is.
That's what can he write prescriptions?
Kirby or Thor?
Doom.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he's that kind.
He's got a script pad.
Yep.
I hope not. I blame Thorgasms. And then the last one, 186, my girl Hella.
Hella yeah.
Hella yeah. And I love the different phase changes. Mm-hmm. It's like, ooh, I'm dead. Okay. Nice. That's it. Thank you for your patience. Of course.
And since we talked just a little Marvel, I want to go back to a comment that was thrown on here too. And just mention that Gore mentioned this. But yes, John Byrne's X-Men Elsewhere is going on sale this coming week, and it's pretty friggin' awesome. So
yeah, it's his fanfic.
Yeah, no longer fanfic because it's public fic.
It got picked out by friggin' Marvel's co-publishing, aren't they, or somebody else?
They licensed it from Marvel, but Abram Books is publishing it, and then it's distributed by Lunar, which is DC's company.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. So just want to mention that's coming out. It's the equivalent of 10 issues, and it's hardcover with a $40 MSR. So I don't think that 40 is bad for getting the equivalent of 10 issues worth.
That's $4,
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, all right, cool. Next week, please join us. Oh, I can't wrap up until I put Signature King in the spotlight. Here to tell you about the Comic Book Community Awards and what you need to do is Signature King.
All right, so here's an impromptu speech. So, for those of you who are privy enough to know about the Comic Book Community Awards, and if you don't, check that out. They announced the categories for this year, and myself, Magic Lasso, Sarah, and the rest of the fanboys who are still in our hearts that don't appear regularly anymore would love to pull off a win somehow. So we don't know how. We have to keep talking, but we're going to figure out a category that we'd like to be nominated for and win. Maybe that would be just the bee's knees. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. I'm sure there's going to be some posts. We're going to make it as easy as pie for you. We're going to try to find a QR code that'll work. Take you right to the site. Bang, bang, boom. Get your vote in and be on with the rest of your day. So stay tuned for more.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you all for watching tonight. If you watched on the rewind, thank you as well to everyone in the live chat. Of course, you make the show even better by being here. To our special guest, Lady Fantastic, we look forward to having more awesome times with you next weekend for our second half of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Enjoy the movie. We can't wait to spend time with you again next week. Have a happy, healthy, and safe week. And thanks for watching the greatest DC comic show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. We hope you have a good night. Everyone wave goodbye.